Welcome to the Sunset Archon channel, where we aspire to game from night to first light. And today we will be playing the newest in the Voice of Cards series, Voice of Cards, The Beasts of Burden. And as you can see with with the overlay, I have put up some new timers for games that were just announced today in the Nintendo Direct. We have Harvestella coming out November 4th, 2022. Then we have 3 more coming out February 24th of next year. Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key, Octopath Traveler 2, and to celebrate Kirby's 30th anniversary, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. The original Kirby's Return to Dreamland released in 2012 on the Wii, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays on the Switch. And then finally, what many of us have been waiting for, we will finally be getting the next Legend of Zelda game. No longer Breath of the Wild 2. Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, coming out May 12th, 2023. And I'm just realizing it now, but it escaped me to put on the release dates for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and the one for Sonic Frontiers. I don't remember Scarlet and Violet off the top of my head, but I definitely know that Sonic Frontiers will be releasing November 8th of this year. And we'll be working our way through all of these games here on the Sunset Archon channel. So I hope to see you here, and if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for future streams and videos. I'm starting to put out a few more videos. Don't have everything I need set up yet to edit everything, but we're getting there. Alright, so let us jump into the game now that we've gone through the itinerary for literally the next year. And we will be playing the Voice of Cards, Beasts of Burden. And as you can see, we will be playing in version 1.0.0. That's not really important to some people, but I like to play games in their rawest state before any patches are let out. Because it really says something about a developer. What says the good things about a developer is how they develop the game and actually publish it. If it has too many bugs that it's unplayable, or if it's actually smooth. So that is one thing we're definitely going to be looking out for. Now then, let's get started. I haven't opened this yet. Square Enix. Bonus components have been added. The Iron Avatar. So these are just pre-order bonuses. I do not buy the DLC since it's purely cosmetic. Somber Girls Abstract Pattern. Voice of Cards, The Beasts of Burden. Now, for those of you who have watched my streams of Voice of Cards, The Forsaken Maiden, know that for each Voice of Cards game, there is a different narrator. So it's going to be a different voice. So don't freak out when it's completely different. Okay. Give me a second. Alright. Just gotta double check everything. Mute, quiet, normal, louder, loudest. Huh. Okay. Caution. At high speed, the Game Master will do his best to get through the cards as quickly as possible, though some cards refuse to be rushed. Due to the enormous toll this takes on the Game Master's body, however, the game may start to act strange. If that happens, please reset the speed to normal. Game's people also reset to normal upon closing the software. Oh, and one more thing. You can always switch between the speeds by pressing and holding the Y button in the field. Alright, so that is especially important because you know how welcome Pyra, perfect example. You know how in some cases when I got so many gems that it started to lag in the top left corner? That's what this is talking about. If you move too many pieces at a high speed, the game will have a hard time keeping up. Especially on the Switch. It might not have the same problem on the PS5. I don't know, but yeah, for the Switch it would definitely cause a lot of lag if we were to use high speed mode. So we're going to stick with normal. So here we can change different avatars. We're gonna stick with the default for now. The stuffed toy from Mother avatar is something that is created from the DLC. But we're not getting that. Alright, we've gone through all of the settings, so let's get started with a new game. Yeah, it takes a while for it to load up those first few times, since it's also creating the game data on the SD card.
Greetings! Oh, did I surprise you? I am the Game Master. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Let's begin, shall we? My job is to draw you into this world with my voice and cards. So I'd be very pleased if you would play with the sound on. That being said, my voice is also subtitled, just like this, for your reading enjoyment.
Would you like to display the subtitles? Remember, you can always change these settings later in the options. Yes. Subtitles will display. Remember, you can always change these settings later in options.
It looks like you're all set. Well then, let's begin. Welcome to the world of voice of cards. You're about to embark on a journey as the hero of this tale. This realm is home to humans and monsters. It is there you and your allies' adventure will unfold.
Can't wait.
I look forward to seeing where the journey takes you. Now then, it's time to depart. Safe travels, my friend. A girl faces off against a monster within a dim cave. The girl adjusts her stance, readies her weapon, and lunges at her opponent.
The fight is on. Take down all the enemies and victory shall be yours. So we're starting immediately with a fight. So we have slash and we have defend. Take half damage until the next turn. This is especially good because you don't need to spend any gems for it. But strangely enough, we don't have charge now. So we can't charge up gems like we did in the Forsaken Maiden. We get 8 experience points and 8 gold.
The monster defeated, the girl lets out a sigh of relief. She surveys the area, but sees neither hide nor hair of other beasts. This girl is the hero of our story, and your window into the world. Despite your youth, you are a fierce warrior who defends your village from monsters. I have to get home. Your mission accomplished, you quickly leave the area.
Return to the village on the lower level. Lower level? Your piece is in the middle of the screen. Use the left stick to move in the direction you want. As you continue your journey, your objective will change. Press the X button whenever you need a reminder of what to do next. I knew it wouldn't be that easy. Enter subterranean cave B4. That's not ominous at all that there's a village down here. Oh, you like the new narrator too? Yes, it's a breath of fresh air.
In this world, there are creatures known as monsters. Humans have long been in conflict with these beasts.
Alright, so we didn't have to deal with it last time, but as you can see, our vision is limited, so we can't jump indefinitely across the map.
This trap was rigged up to protect the village. Boulders drop from above and crush the monsters below. This ballista was installed to safeguard the village. Its massive arrows have split many a monstrous skull. This concealed pit trap was dug in order to protect the village. A growing pile of monster corpses lies at its bottom.
Oh wow, these guys are hardcore. Okay, so B4 was just the last bastion. The last line of defense.
Your village lies deep beneath the earth. Everyone has taken to living underground to safeguard themselves from the monsters. Although the village itself is well protected, The people within it are slowly but steadily spiraling toward ruin.
Well, yeah. Living underground can drive even the hardiest of men insane. Enter subterranean village. Voice of cards, the beasts of burden.
The village is the same as always. It appears the battle above has not affected life here at all. An elderly man approaches you. Well done hunting down those beasts. Are you unharmed? He asks. You nod. He gives a sigh of relief, then begins asking question after question about the monster's strength and numbers. He appears to be worried about the gates and mechanisms on each level and whether they'll be enough to defend the village. Don't worry, I'll protect the village, you reassure him in a cheery voice, then continue on your way home.
Return to your home in the west of the village. Head to the card on the map with the glowing edges to continue the story. You can jump on any faced-up card. Use the right stick to choose the direction you want to jump and then press A. Try jumping to your house. We're gonna talk to some people first.
The girl's face lights up when she sees you. Hey, come play with me again, she chirps, giving you a tight hug. The old woman smiles gently at you. Thank you for protecting our village. But don't push yourself too hard, dear, she says. The young man's face turns red. If you need anything, I'm your guy, he exclaims. Ooh. There are large gaps in the roof and walls, but it hardly matters in a village with no rain. As you enter your house, your mother envelops you in a warm hug. Your mother seems worried as you haven't been home in days. You've been away for so long. Let the others know you've returned, she says, handing you a basket full of eggs. They're eggs from your chickens. It's your job to distribute these throughout the village. Okay, I'll be right back, you exclaim with a cheerful smile.
Hand out eggs in the village.
After you give the old woman a few eggs, she hands you some homemade seasonings.
Sprinkle this on your food and you'll regain your strength in no time, she tells you.
I will. You take care of yourself too, you hear? You reply in a lively voice.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Old Woman's flip side story. As you encounter various cards during your adventure, they are added to your collection in the menu. You can read special stories about the characters and enemies among your collected cards. Progress through the adventure and defeat the myriad enemies in your path to collect every special story. View your collection? Not right now.
Just as you're about to hand the young man some eggs, you see his ears turn red, and he lifts a jar of water up.
This is for you, but it's heavy, so I'll help you carry it home.
Don't worry, I can handle it, you assure him. Then take the jar and hand him some eggs.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked young man's flip-side story.
When the girl notices you, she immediately presents you with an armful of potatoes.
Look, I dug these up all by myself, she boasts. And the biggest one is for you.
That's incredible, you exclaim, giving her a good-natured pat on the head. You then trade her some eggs for the giant potato.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked girl's flip-side story.
You hand the elderly man some eggs, and he gives you a large fish in return.
Okay, this is the one that doesn't make sense. Where did he get the fish? I haven't seen a drop of water here. I wonder how long I'll be able to catch fish like this, he murmurs and shakes his head. My apologies, I will say no more.
The elderly man forces a smile, and you give him a smile of your own. Everything will be all right, you reassure him before heading on your way.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked elderly man's flip-side story.
After making sure everyone receives their eggs, you quickly head home, spoils in hand.
Return home to mother.
You return home to see tasty dishes upon the table. While simple, it is more extravagant than usual. Happy birthday, dear, your mother says, stroking your cheek gently. That's right. Today is the day you turn 14. Your mother gifted you a handmade plush animal for the occasion. I'm sorry I can't give you more, your mother laments, but you have nothing but gratitude for her. Just then, your stomach starts to rumble. Your mother smiles and asks, "Shall we eat?"
Several hours later.
That night at bedtime, you lay upon your bed with your plush animal in your arms. Yep, that's it, you say to yourself decisively. Your name is Ram. Your new plush animal officially has a name. It's nice to meet you, Ram. My name is...
Alright, time for the name. You know, the best thing about using this name is I can use it for both male and female protagonists. Without a second thought.
You introduce yourself to the plush animal, as any well-mannered person would. That's a wonderful name.
Thank you.
You decide to show your new friend your most prized possession. You grab the book that's always beside your pillow and flip through until you reach a certain page. Aren't the stars just beautiful? This is what the outside world looks like. I want to see it with my own eyes someday, you confess. Not long after, you feel yourself getting sleepy. A yawn escapes your mouth. But just then, a scream echoes through the village. Monsters. You dash out of your house. Not a moment later, the old woman rushes over. "The upper gates have been breached," she cries. Your mother rushes over with a concerned look on her face and places something in your hand.
You obtain salve. Head for the upper strata gate. If every member in your party becomes incapacitated during battle, it's game over. Should your journey meet an unfortunate end, you can continue from your last save point. So it is in your interest to save often. To save, press the plus button to open the menu and then navigate to data. There is also an autosave feature to periodically keep you covered. Alright, so we're going to make our first save file. Alright. So the menu actually felt less bulkier than it did in the Forsaken Maiden. It actually loaded a bit faster too. There we go.
Before the 4th level gate, the villagers face off against the incoming beasts.
This is the monster invading the village?
An elderly man turns to you and exclaims, "We must close the gate. Please stop the monsters." You nod and turn both pointed gaze and pointed weapon at the creatures. There are many traps nearby that will help you defeat the monsters. Use them to protect the gate. To battle.
Defend the gate. In this battle, the game will end if either your HP or the gate's HP reaches 0. Make use of skill cards to defeat the monsters. When the number in red indicates HP, when a card's HP drops to 0, it will become incapacitated. A card's attack is indicated in the lower left, and defense in its lower right. Give careful consideration to your and your opponent's values before acting. So, in this game, it's not just my own party members I have to worry about, but also the gate itself. This is an interesting concept. Alright. Pitfall. Fix 10 damage on this. That does it for the basics. The rest is up to you. Play your hand wisely. It would be funny if that gate actually had attack power. Alright, rock trap. Rock trap. We got 30 XP from that, and leveled up.
You defended the gate splendidly. Once the battle is over, The villagers tell you that the upper levels are in danger, so you make your way up.
Here we go. When you're low on HP, open the menu and select Own Cards to use a recovery item. View your cards. Nah. Yeah, I'm good. I literally just leveled up, so my HP is restored. Oh, jeez. That little fluff ball, a turtle, and a bee did this?
The young man is fighting back monsters, but is losing ground. It won't be long before they reach the gate. I'll fight them off. You close the gate, you shout. The young man grimaces. I'm so sorry, he says, closing the gate behind him.
So far, so good. And I no longer have access to the traps, which is perfectly reasonable since those are stationary traps. So we're gonna slash the slime first.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Alright, doing good.
You manage to defend the gate, but see the old man from the village approach. Blood oozes out of a gaping wound on his back.
The fiends at the gates were a decoy. The village.
You rush to his side and check his pulse, but he doesn't have one. But the village, you gasp out, your heart trembling in anger and unease. The old man has already breathed his last. You need to get back to the village. Quick.
Yep, first death. In the first game, the Isle Dragon Roars, you didn't get the first death until the very end of the game. In the second game, the Forsaken Maiden, the first death was in the first chapter with Fila. May she rest in peace. And then we have the Nameless Old Man, who at the very least gets a darkened card, so you can't see his face after his death, but he died in the prologue. It's not looking good for us.
pebbles patter down on you from above. When you look up, you see a giant hole in the ceiling. You wonder if that's how the monsters got in.
That explains why I was wondering how they got around me.
Oh no. Your mother. Is she safe? The young man has already breathed his last. No longer will that cheerful voice ever call out to you. The girl has already breathed her last. No longer will you feel her little hand hold yours. The old woman has already breathed her last. No longer will those warm eyes ever look upon you. You can see a broken desk and bed peeking through the destroyed wall. You rush into your house, panting for breath, and find your mother on the ground in a pool of blood. "Mother!" you shriek. She opens her eyes, but only just.
My sweet little girl, you must live.
You sob and scream as you cling tight to her, but she never wakes to console you. Ram lies among the rubble, tattered and frayed. It is beyond repair. Your screams are the only sounds in the village that once hummed with life. Just then, a monster with a wounded eye appears. "I found a survivor." As the monster shouts those resentful words, it lunges at you.
Hello, Ein. Welcome to the stream. Wait, what just happened?
You can't bring yourself to put up a fight. Everyone you ever cared about is gone forever.
You have got to be kidding me.
The monster brandishes its weapon, readying to strike the final blow. Having lost all those precious to you, you close your eyes and resign yourself to your fate. When you open your eyes, you see the gravely wounded beast on the ground. You also see a boy, who you assume is the one who struck down the monster. "You okay?" he asks. In a faint voice, you ask him who he is. "I'm here to save you," he answers as he helps you to your feet. "Come on. This place is about to collapse," he says, then pulls you along. Maybe it's the shock, but you think you hear Ram, crushed under the debris, whisper, "Go."
Mysterious boy has joined your party. Head for the surface to escape the village.
You can't stay here. You must make for the surface.
Alright, so we are already knee-deep in despair.
Your home, your village, your family. Memories of your life underground flood your mind. You remember the old man, who was such a worrywart, but only because he loved the village more than anyone else. You remember the little girl who always asked you to play with her. You remember the regrettably unreliable but undeniably kind-hearted young man. You remember the wise old woman who taught you all manner of things. Your heart aches for your mother, who loved you more than anyone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the voice is so soothing, even when you're talking about a monster trying to maul you. But the guy from that was telling the tale of the Forsaken Maiden wasn't actually the old one. That was one of the younger game masters. The oldest one is from the first game, Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars. It's kind of hard to put into words, but I might actually stream that. I might actually stream the Isle Dragon Roars just for the sake of the story. Enter Subterranean Cave B2. Time for B1. We're almost out. We're so close to seeing the sun. Now I think about it, where's the hole that this thing fell through?
We're almost at the surface, the mysterious boy says. You don't know if you can trust him, but you have nowhere else to go. Though your legs are unstable, you keep moving forward, unsure what awaits.
Our guardian heroine leads a modest life underground. Until monsters destroy her home. A young boy appears before her amid the chaos. She is bereft, racked with grief at her losses. The boy takes her hand and guides her above ground. What lies beyond the village? The light of hope or the darkness of despair? At last, they reach the surface. Her journey has begun. Chapter 1: Emergence. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Guard's flip side story.
You lay eyes on the surface for the first time in your life. Captivated by the endless sands before you, you scoop up a handful. Just then, the passage leading to your village collapses. Your family, friends, and even Ram are all buried in the sand now. You fall to your knees, overcome with grief. The boy stares at you, watching as you sob until you can barely breathe. Once you've calmed, he speaks. "Let's go," he says, then begins walking.
Chase the mystery boy.
The entrance has collapsed. There's no way to get back in.
And just like that, we are cut off.
I'm so sorry.
The fact that the card is still here tells me that we'll be able to come back eventually. So let's take a look. What?
You can't cross quick.
Oh, these are quicksand cards. Okay. Okay. Oh.
The boy stands before some sort of wreckage. It appears to be the remains of some mode of desert transportation that was destroyed by a sandstorm. Whatever was inside of it seems to be missing, too.
Ooh, a sand skid.
"Can you walk?" he asks you. For the first time, you realize just how thirsty you are. You shake your head, and the boy tells you of an oasis to the west. "Try not to faint before then," he says curtly.
Head for the oasis west of the subterranean village. I find it amazing that someone thought it was a good idea to create a village beneath a subterranean... beneath a desert.
Once you arrive, both you and the boy scoop water out of the oasis to quench your parched throats.
Alright, water in the desert fully heals you.
You swallow, hoping to ease the dryness in your throat, and cast your hollow eyes at the sky. "I can't see the stars," you murmur. "Of course you can't," he replies. "The sun never sets here. In a world without night, stars are merely a thing of fairy tales." When you ask the boy where he's going, his answer is short: to get revenge. Revenge. A darkness finds its way into your once hollow eyes.
You want revenge on the monsters?
"I want revenge on the monsters," you whisper. "They robbed you of everything you loved. There's no way that can go unpunished." "Follow me," he says, then extends a hand to you. You take it.
The boy says he's heading to Steelborough in the north to find a means to exact his revenge.
You decide to head that way with him.
Head for Steelborough, north of the Oasis. Alright. So you only got slash and slash. No abilities. Guardian blades, iron sword, simple breastplate, iron armor. No accessory. Alright, I've made more out of worse. And just like that, we got a quality salve. An enemy appeared, our first random encounter. And we are 54 minutes and 50 seconds into the stream. Select items with the Y button. Make sure you use the items when you need them. While carrying many items, press the L button or R button to scroll. Oh right, Y is a thing. I've just been pressing down to swap between the two. They both have the same purpose. So yes, in this game you don't have charge. The characters have defend instead. Which is good that they defend, but it also kind of sucks that you can't charge up your gems by default. Hello, welcome to the stream. We are just getting into chapter 1 for Voice of Cards, The Beasts of Burden. And we have just leveled up. And we discovered treasure. So, should we choose the left or the right? There was 3 choices in the Forsaken Maiden, but this makes it a bit easier. Where will it stop? Where will it stop? No one knows at this point. You don't know where I'll stop, and I don't know where you'll answer. Left it is. A little gold nugget for 100 gold. Which is pretty good considering we've been living in a cave. Alright. Battle number 2.
Battle time.
It's okay. When we first start out in the game, it's not salve we really need. That's cheap enough to purchase. What we need is money. So we can purchase weapons. That's what'll keep us alive. Alright, this confirms that we will be getting some way to either get rid of the quicksand or travel across it. Because there is definitely a chest here with something valuable. Just like that, we got 300 gold. Oh, so you're fast. Things are pretty tame so far. I'm only slightly concerned that we don't have any skills that require gems.
You won't survive if the quicksand pulls you under, you know.
Noted.
Battle time.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Slime's enemy story. There it is, Steelborough. Well, we got no choice but to go to Steelborough. It's almost like they're guiding us.
You find yourself in awe of the large and lively town, a far cry from where you came from. As you stand wide-eyed in wonder, the boy says, "Follow me," and walks off.
Chase the boy.
Steel boats are lined up before you,
Alright,
They
I was
remind
actually
you
right
of the
about the
ones
name of
in your
those
book.
things.
though those vessels floated upon the ocean.
Sand skiffs. Ships that are actually designed to sail across the sand. Usually made with how the keel of a normal ship is going right down the center as it's floating on the water. Instead, you have you basically have two keel-like lines at the bottom of the ship going from the center of the front of the ship to each side to the back of the ship. So it actually has multiple places to land on the sand as it's sailing across it. I don't think I explained that very well, but Alright, so we got going over here. But we also have some new shops. The item shop. A pet shop. That'll be interesting to look into. Steel Hall. The game parlor. We're gonna head to the armorer first.
You contemplate entering the strange building, but decide it's best not to go poking around unfamiliar places.
Okay then. I guess we're not doing that.
Hey there, miss. How about a pretty hairpin? I think it'd suit you perfectly. A man calls out to you. Thank you, you reply as you accept the accessory, then walk off. Wait, you didn't pay, he calls after you. Confused, you decide to return the gift instead.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked man's flipside story. Wow. Just Wow.
The boy sees your eyes darting about and laughs. What? Are you a country bumpkin or something?
No, just born in a cave.
Country bumpkin. You repeat his words curiously. You can't be serious, he exclaims in bewilderment.
I don't think I like the people of this town.
You see a woman stuffing her mouth with something delectable and ask her what she's eating. This is just normal bread, she answers. Just normal bread? You repeat curiously.
In all three Voice of Cards game, this same character design is holding that knife. Wait a minute.
You can't take your eyes off the bread. You're not getting any. Run along now, she says, shooing you away.
Okay. I just wanted to check out the symbol on that knife to see if it's been changing between the games, and it hasn't. It's just been staying consistent.
You see a woman holding a parasol and can't help but wonder what it's for.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Mysterious Woman's flip-side story.
The gatekeeper bars your path. Only those with business in the mines are allowed to pass.
And with this, they actually took the design from the Crimson Attendant. Which I can't exactly blame them for. The Crimson Attendant's design was awesome. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Soldier's flip-side story. Alright.
You finally catch up to the boy, apparently tired of waiting for you. He grabs your hand and pulls you into the grandiose building. In front of the boy stand several masked elders. I brought her, he says, briefly introducing you. Very well, you may go, they tell him curtly. As he passes, he whispers to you that these people are members of the town's governing body, the Senate. We are the ones who told him to bring you here, one of the senators explains in pompous tones. It appears, for whatever reason, they have need of you.
Talk with the senators. I never thought I'd hear myself saying that phrase.
The senator refers to you as a subterran. According to legend, those who live beneath the surface have the power to subjugate monsters. He says they have need of that power.
That might explain why we were hunted down and slaughtered on sight.
The senator explains the town's situation to you. The people of Steelborough have been living by the grace of a mighty monster known as the Steel Primal that inhabits the mines. But in recent years, that beast has begun to rampage. The senator explains that due to the primal's influence, other monsters have been growing violent. It may be why your village was attacked, he says with an exaggerated frown. The three senators ask you to use your powers to subdue the steel primal.
I am going to accept, even though... Actually, no. I'm not sure. For one, I don't know what powers they're talking about. Two, I don't trust these guys as far as I can throw them. For all I know, they could have actually done something to actually piss off the primal.
You find the senators to be haughty and the whole situation unpleasant.
Agreed.
But in order to exact your revenge on the monsters who destroyed your home, you want more information. If it means getting revenge, I'll do it, you say.
The illusion of free choice. Yes, they're literally asking a 14-year-old who just lost their entire family to take out a monster.
Still, you have no idea how to use your so-called powers to subjugate beasts. Just then, one of the senators speaks. According to legend, you need special tools to activate your powers. Summoned by the senator, the boy presents you with new clothes and a weapon. He also hands you a bundle of papers that look like cards.
Card case. A card pack used by Subterrans to control monsters. So let me get this straight. We are playing Voice of Cards, a game that is created in its entirety out of cards, and our character that is a card is going to be using an item that is a card, which holds cards. Alright. Sure, why not?
You take them as told. Those clothes suit you perfectly. It looks like you're ready, a senator says, and a monster in a steel cage is brought in. Now, Subterran, show us your powers, they all but command.
Alright, I don't know about you, but I already want to use this new weapon on the senators if they're already commanding me to tame a monster.
Though surprised by the sudden turn of events, you take your weapon in hand.
Okay, so at some point I picked up an Inspire elixir. I have no idea when. Cards afflicted with attack down have lower attack. Ailments last either a set number of turns or until the end of battle. Cards cannot be afflicted with more than one ailment at a time. Instead, the new ailment will replace the old one. So if there is ever a ailment that you don't want on an enemy, you can use another status ailment, so wipe the slate clean and overwrite it. Yes, there are instances where you want to be absolutely strategic with your status ailments. Especially now, if we're going to be taming monsters and certain requirements are necessary to tame them. Check card ailments with the X button. There are two types of die, 6-sided and 10-sided. Which you roll depends on the skill. 6-sided die are used for skills that deal additional damage. 10-sided die are used when determining if a skill succeeds or fails. Helm Splitter, I remember that.
Oh! You defeat the beast with ease. And then... the cards you were handed earlier begin to glow, and the light envelops the monster. The senators explain that you can now summon the beast and use it in battle. With a trembling hand, you raise the card with the monster sealed inside it. Just like the legend, the senators exclaim with joy.
Okay, so it looks like our gems will be used by summoning monsters.
I expected nothing less.
You can now seal defeated monsters and cards and summon them during battle as monster cards. You have a chance to acquire monster cards when you win battles. Additionally, certain monsters are available for purchase from a specialty shop, also known as the pet shop.
You affix your gaze on the card. If only I had this power before, my village wouldn't have. Having witnessed your power, the senators order you to make for the mines northwest of town. One of them hands you some money for your journey. Seeing you gaze at the money with a curious expression, the boy explains, "Above ground, we use this to buy things and pay people to work."
Kind of like what we did when exchanging eggs.
Having lived your whole life beneath the surface, you don't quite understand the coin he's given you. But you can tell it's not much.
Only gave me 300 gold.
The senators then summon the boy and give you both an edict. Defeat the steel primal in the mines and seize its power. With that, you and the boy make your way toward the monster's den.
Head for the mine to the northwest of Steelborough to defeat the steel primal. Yeah.
You're ready to set off toward the mines and defeat the primal. But I have an errand to run, the boy tells you. You can do some shopping while you wait. And without further ado, he walks away.
The mysterious boy was removed from the party. We still don't know his name.
You despair for a moment, having never gone shopping before. But with nothing else to do, you set out in search of shops.
Lucky for you, there are all sorts of establishments in town to support you on your adventure. Would you care to have them explained? No thanks. I think we've sat through enough tutorials. Now then, why don't you go pay a visit to these establishments? Let's head to the armorer first.
After you enter the shop, you realize you have no clue what to do next. Not long after, the shopkeeper comes over to speak to you. You tell him that you don't understand how shopping works. Though initially surprised, the man patiently explains all you need to know. He then asks if there is anything you would like to buy, and shows you his wares.
All right. First I'll buy steel blades. Yeah, I don't like the senators either.
Anything else? The shopkeep inquires.
Anything else the shopkeep inquires? In the last 2 games, they always referred to the shop owners as the proprietor. Now it's shopkeep. But I don't have a problem with that. Oh yeah, this is much faster. Weapon and armor cards will display their effects when you equip them to characters. Open the menu and select equipment to make sure your party is ready for battle.
What can I help you with? The shopkeep asks.
Alright. Let's see what we got here. This is new. So those treasure chests that we've been finding at the end of battle, now there is an item for that. By using the Bill of Good Fortune in the midst of battle, you have a 70% chance of discovering a treasure chest upon victory. But I don't think we need that this early in the game. But it is a good deal, considering we have, for just 40 gold, we can get an opportunity to find a little gold nugget, which is 100 gold. So we still do make a profit in that event. Yes, an item to get a chest. But this is very little gain right now. But if we wait until later in the game, when we can get those large gold nuggets that sell for 2,000, then that would definitely make it more worth it to buy a bunch of these bills of good fortune. And then you continuously use them to make money fast. Only about 83 minutes in and I'm already thinking of a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay. One antidote. And if we're going into a mine, we need bombs. Whenever I think mine, I think bombs. Alright, we should be good to go.
Anything else? The shopkeep inquires.
And now, we check for the most important thing.
You enter the inn, and the proprietor says, "Guest of the Senate, right? I can't take your money then. Looks like you don't need to pay to rest here."
Alright, it's a free inn. For now, anyway. And that's good.
You step out of the inn, feeling rested and ready.
The gatekeeper bars your path. Only those with business in the mines are allowed to pass. Oh, I have to enter all the establishments.
You enter a store and see dozens upon dozens of monsters. You quickly ready your weapon for a fight. Just then, the shopkeeper rushes out. "Stop," he exclaims. "Wait." He claims that the monsters are for sale. Upon closer inspection, you realize that they are bound by chains.
You can keep them as pets, put them to work, or cook them in a stew. The possibilities are endless. So, would you like a monster? Who's the real monster here? Who is the real monster in this game? Seriously, first the Senate and now this guy.
Something about the conversation leaves you feeling icky, so you turn to leave. But you realize that you could harness your subterran power to control the monsters.
I might actually have to consider which side I need to be on as I play this game.
What can I help you with? The shopkeep asks.
Let's see. A slime for poison sludge. Inflicts poison if the roll is 6 or greater. 6 or greater is pretty high, but it's poison, so... But it's not bad poison, so it's understandable. Then we have the Orc Child, which adds 4 to the target's attack for 3 turns. And then the Lesser Troll. Inflict defense down if the roll is a 6 or greater. Too bad I only have 16 gold to my name.
Anything else? The shopkeep inquires.
Alright, last one.
No sooner have you set foot inside the game parlor than you hear the boy at the counter call to you, "Let's play cards."
Not sure, why not? Let's play a quick game before we continue on with the story. Let's see. Just going for the simple rules. Ace to 8. So the idea is to create sets of cards that give you a certain number of points, and the person to have the most points by the end of the deck wins. So if you don't have any that can make a set, you have to discard as many cards as possible from your hand until you only have one in it. Then you draw 2 cards. And you can, there are 2 types of sets you can make. Sets with the same number, and sets with consecutive numbers. So this set will be worth 12 points. And when you're playing against a computer, you basically have to outgame the computer. So when you put cards in the pot, you have to make sure it's a card that either the computer cannot use or one that you can force its hand with. So I just placed an ace there, knowing that if it did draw an ace, then it would feel compelled to use it. And then they'd only get 2 points for that turn. So I have 28 points now, and the consecutive number sets can only be created with 3 cards. So with that 7 out there, you would have 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 7. So we don't want to put the 5 in the pot. We want to put 4 in the pot to make it more difficult. But they still got 18 with a set of 5, 6, and 7. Alright, but I can do the same with 3, 4, and 5. And we got 12 points. Oh! That thing is terrifying. Alrighty, so we'll turn these into a set. Here's another trick. When you have 3 sets open, when you already have 3 sets, you can still create another set, but then you can use that to your advantage to get rid of those cards entirely. And since this set doesn't give me more points than any of the ones that I already have, I can just discard that altogether. Only 14 cards left in the deck. Alright, he's got 38 points. I'll discard the 2 and the 3. Because if he does get it... Alright. Okay. 14, 12, so we get rid of this one. It's a draw so far. Ah. Yeah, I think I lost this one. He's already used all the aces, so my best bet is to use a 5. Ah, nuts. Yeah, I really lost this one. Wait, what? 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 He would have won! If he had just discarded that set he just made, he would have won, but instead he sacrificed 2 points to make it a draw?
You're pretty good, the boy beams, placing a commemorative prize in your hand.
I am just as confused as you are. Hey, I got titanium dice though. Not sure how I feel about the victory, but hey, titanium dice. Now we got new rules to play by. Add skills. Cards 1 to 8. Skill effects, yes. So depending on the sets that you use, there will be certain skill effects that affect your opponent as well. You can now select multiplayer game parlor from the title screen. Seriously?
The boy returns, wiping his hands on his clothes. You wonder if his errand was just a simple trip to the restroom. The time has finally come to fight the primal.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't lose, but yeah, I have lost the first round before.
The gatekeep, having gotten official notice from the senators, allows you to pass. You may pass freely, he says. As you walk, the boy asks, "Do you think I can summon the monsters in the cards too?" Unsure yourself, you decide to test it right away.
You can use monster cards as skills during battle. A single character can only have up to 5 types of monster cards. Select skills from the setup menu to choose which monster cards you want to use in battle. Reconfigure monster cards? Yes. Okay, so it's not that I can make it so everyone can use the same card, it's just that one card, one person, and if I switch a card that's already in use, then it'll automatically switch from the person using it over to the new one. Interesting.
I guess you could just let the monster go, he remarks.
Let it go? Why would I ever want to do that?
Faced with your hate-filled denial, he murmurs, right.
Alright. Time for the next fight. See if we can get some more monsters.
Get him.
These are gems. You'll need to spend them to use certain skills. You gain 1 gem whenever you take action and can store up to 10 at one time, as we learned in the last stream. This icon indicates how many gems a skill costs. You can't use the skill if you don't have enough gems. Hello, thank you for the additional light. And we have just leveled up once again, and we got treasure. So, are we going with the left or the right this time? Left or right? Left or right? If it's a salve, yay. But if it's a gold nugget, we'll be able to buy one of the rings of protection. Ah, hello, Rayhan. Welcome. Let's go with right this time. And the contents of the chest is... I am really questioning the concept of free choice in this game. Do my choices matter? Or am I just getting the same thing no matter what? I mean, I see that the other wasp would have had +4 damage, but still. Ah, jeez. First, this game has you feeling the despair in the prologue, and now it's making you question your free choice. Ooh, an event card.
A bizarre rock appeared.
Ah,
It
crud.
seems primed to explode.
Come on, big numbers. I need a 6. I don't need a 4, I don't need a 5, I most certainly do not need a 1. Just give me a 6. Crap.
The bizarre rock transformed into an aqua rock. The only way out of this fight is through it.
At least they kept that line consistent. Your luck is bad in gambling. Well, at least we got fixed damage to save us. Fighting the rock series of enemy is a pain because their defense can be so high, especially the fear rock. Fear rocks have 50 defense, so every attack you do only does 1 point of damage unless it's fixed damage. Nuts. Cards afflicted with freeze cannot move until they are attacked and take double the damage. Alright. But fighting the rocks also gives you a lot of XP. So we just leveled up again. And we got another skill that we can actually use without needing gems. Dreaming Maiden. Oh wait, this is a passive. Recovery skills and items used by self heal 5 extra HP. Abilities are skills that confer passive effects in battle. They take effect automatically without needing to be equipped. Well, it's kind of hard to tell if it's an ability or a skill. Oh, abilities are skills. It would be nice if they said ability acquired for this, rather than just skill acquired. And we got more treasure. This time, we have 3. So, are we going to do the left, the right, or the middle? Hopefully this is not just another illusion of free choice. Alright, we're gonna go with the left this time. And the contents of the chest are a salve. Oh my god. Open up the menu, select setup, and then select abilities to see the abilities you've acquired. View your abilities? No, I only have 1. So, I have more of a reason to fight the Rock series now. Because now I want to get the Fear Rock card. If at all possible. Well, there's the mine. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Wasp's enemy story. Alright, we just got 300 gold. I'm gonna go back to the town for a moment to buy that ring of protection.
What can I help you with? The shopkeep asks.
Yeah, I don't need the mercenary sword right now. All right. Now we're ready to take on the mine. You've arrived at the mine. A dungeon rife with danger awaits within. Adventurers are advised to be at least level 3 and stock up on supplies from town before entering. Enter mine? Yes. We got everything we need. We got plenty of salve. We're level 5 now. We got a few tamed monsters too.
Get him.
Alright. Just 2 steps and we're already fighting another monster.
Get him.
Gaze. Nothing happens. Those things are gazing into your soul. Treasure discovered. Left or right? Three, two, one. And the contents of the chest are... Yes, the best one. Furball, heal, restore 9 HP to the target. welcome to the stream. We have just reached the mine in Voice of Cards, the Beasts of Burden, and we're going to subjugate... What are we going to subjugate again? Oh right, the Steel Primal. I knew it had something to do with metal. Yes, sometimes you forget about the heat of... Sometimes you forget your objective in the heat of battle.
What's this, you ask? The boy tells you it's a mine cart. Seeing the intrigue glimmer in your eyes, the boy says, walking is a pain, so we might as well get in.
When you board the minecart, it would automatically move to the end of the line. Board the minecart? Yes. We got our first Omni Salve. I have no idea where it's taking me. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna backtrack a bit because I did not expect to go to the staircase that quickly. I wanted to explore a bit more, level up a bit.
Get up.
But I always have this uncanny ability to go straight for the staircase. Alright, treasure chest. I'm gonna choose the center. Oil pot. Add 5 to fire damage. Would have liked Orcish power, but that's also good. Oh, I just took the long way. The theme to this game is the illusion of free choice. Another level up. Yep, illusion of free choice.
To battle. Get him.
Okay, so this also explains why we saw those talismans for good fortune to make the chance of getting a chest 70%. It's so you can actually collect monster cards. Let's see what's on the right this time. Yes! Orcish Power. Adds 6 to the target attack for 3 turns. That's the best one. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Orc Child's enemy story.
This would have been so handy to have back home, you whisper to yourself. Anything that needed to be moved was done so by hand. By everyone's hands. The boy quietly lends an ear as you reminisce of your village. It sounds like you were all one big family, he comments. You nod, a little teary-eyed.
That's why I have to avenge them.
You realize that you've been the only one talking, and ask the boy to tell you about his own past. But the boy simply shrugs you off. I don't see the point, he says, somewhat sadly.
Wait, what was that? It looked like there was another track. Alright, a medium gold nugget. 500 gold. Once we get out of this mine to sell it.
Battle time. All of that, and I can't even go anywhere here. To battle. Alright. Middle. Add 5 to the target's defense for 3 turns, and it's the best one. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Iron Tortoise's enemy story. Oh boy. Right. Protectorate. Okay, I can work with that.
Oh, here we go.
Monsters block your path. Knowing you need to press on, you and the boy decide to strike them down.
I don't even know what this thing is. Never mind, I know exactly what this thing is. Our first boss. Now let's fight. All right. Another fixed damage shop. Yes. That takes care of the main boss. Ah, nuts.
Fear not, though their card shows a coffin, they're not actually dead.
KO'd allies can be revived during battle using a spear elixir. Otherwise, they will revive once the battle is over with 1 HP. I don't want to use my 1 in spear elixir on this. And with that, victory is mine. Alright, he's still leveled up. Will to live. Recover 4 HP after combat ends. And I'll take the center. Ah! Had I gotten the centaur, I could have gotten Spark Volt. And would have been able to do light damage. Oh well. So we are going to stop here for tonight. And yeah, I think this is actually a pretty good game that I could get into. Even in version 1.0.0, it's nice and stable, and the menu is a lot more responsive than the previous 2 titles. No, I'm not just gonna keep picking the middle. I'm trying to alternate. But you never know, sometimes it works. So we will be continuing this game tomorrow, hopefully around the same time. Thank you so much to everyone that came to watch the stream today, and those who come to watch the playback later. And I hope to see you next time for another exciting round of Voice of Cards, The Beasts of Burden. Hopefully with a little bit less death. We really walked into the death this time. But anyway, thanks again, and I will see you next time.